Hey you guys, it's your girl Takia Coleman and I'm back with another video. So welcome. If you are new to my channel, just make sure you hit that subscribe button down below and that notification bell so you can see any videos that I post. You'll be the first one to know about it. Today we are going to be talking about the pre-approval process when it comes to purchasing a home. If you haven't checked out my home buying process video, I will post it in the link up above here. But this is the first important step that you must do before looking for a home. A lot of people tend to want to start looking for their home first, but that kind of doesn't make sense if you don't know how much you can afford. So these are some things that we're going to cover today. It's very important. Make sure you get your notebook and your pad and let's get it started. All right, so when it comes to the pre-approval process, before you even start that, you want to make sure that you have a realtor and a lender. 9 times out of 10, your realtor will have a trusted lender who they prefer to go to and they work side by side with. What the pre-approval process consists of is they're going to look into your income, assets, and credit. Now, they need these 3 things because they want to determine how much you can afford, how much you can borrow, and also it'll determine your interest rates. So with that being said, there are a few documents that you'll have to bring in at least 2 to 3 days. A lot of lenders like to ask for them 24, 48 hours before they do your consultation because they want to get the time to really look into your information and see what exactly you can afford. Now, when it comes to the documents, there are at least 6 or 7 documents that you may need. 1 is proof of assets, 2 is proof of income. Of course, good credit history. Number 4 would be employment verification. Number 5 would be either your social security or your driver's license. And these are the things that they'll need to see, okay, what you qualify for. Now, I know a lot of people are like, okay, well, I don't have the income. There are some things that are said that you need 2 years of income. Lenders that I have worked with, they have mentioned that you need at least 2 years of verified income. Now, when it comes to if you work for someone, they're going to need your driver's license, your most recent W-2s, 2 most recent W-2s, and a month's worth of check stubs. Now, if you're self-employed, the documents that they will ask for will be your tax return, business and personal, and 2 months of bank statements. So after they receive these documents, they will be able to look into it and see, okay, based off of these things, what you can qualify for. Now, there are 3 different types of loans, and I'm not going to go really deep into it, but you have your FHA loan where you can get 3.5% down of the purchase price. Conventional loan can go from anywhere to 3% to 25%. And then you have the VA loan, which is a very good loan for anyone in the military base. And most of the times you don't have to come up with closing costs. Something very, very important to remember. When you're doing a pre-approval, yes, this is a hard inquiry on your credit. It is a hard inquiry on your credit. I have done some pre-approvals before or consultations, buyer's consultations before, where we pull the person's credit and then after they see that they don't get approved or approved for the amount that they want, they get upset and they're mad that you pulled my credit. So it's very important when you're talking to your realtor that they do a pre-consultation before you get on the phone and do the buyer's consultation. That way they can kind of get an estimate of if you're really ready to go to the next step. Meaning that, okay, if you were to call me and you told me, oh, I'm ready, but I don't have money saved, or I have like $5,000, or my credit score is a 580, or like things in that nature, I will probably say, well, maybe we should work on some things before we actually go ahead and go to the lender. Because right off the bat, I know, okay, well, you might not be in the best state at the moment to do the pre-approval because you won't get a high amount. Not that you won't get qualified, it's just your amount might not be that high. So things to consider when it comes to the credit score, you can get pre-approved with the 580 credit score, but the higher the credit score, the better. For many different down payment assistance, or if you want to use a VA loan, you need to have a 640 credit score. So that's very important. So I would say if you are starting to get into the process, at least try to have a 640 credit score. Now, if you're using Credit Karma, I would not recommend Credit Karma. No shade, but Credit Karma is usually like 20 to 30 points off from the number that you think you have. So I've seen many different people come and say, yeah, off of Credit Karma, it said I got an 800 credit score. And then when we run it, it's like a 680. So that's a huge jump. And remember, Credit Karma only looks at like one or two of the credit bureaus. So one place that I would recommend is getting the app Experian. It's more accurate. It is free. However, if you want to see all 3 credit scores and you want to get more information about like your debt, your collections, your loans, then I would say pay for the membership. And then that way you can have all 3 credit scores. Now, when it comes to the credit score, remember there are 3 credit bureaus. They're going to look at the middle number of all 3 scores. So if you have an 800, a 590, and a 604, yes, you have an 800 over here, but they're going to take that 604, which is the middle number. So always keep that in mind when you're looking at your 3 scores. They're going to take the middle number. Same thing as if you and your spouse are looking to purchase a home and both of you are going on the deed and you're going to do the pre-approval together. They're going to take the middle number from both numbers, and then that's the number that they're going to use. So keep that in mind. Now, your pre-approval is only good for 60 to 90 days. So I would highly recommend that you try to do it, I would say 2 to 3 months in advance. Sometimes maybe even more, not that far in advance, but remember it expires after 90 days. But the thing is, a lot of people think, okay, if I talk to them on the phone and I tell them all of this information and they're like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna fix the credit on my own, I'm gonna get it together. And then when they come, they say, okay, I got my credit together, and we do the consultation. They may still not be ready because there were some things that they missed on their own. So if you have a good realtor and a preferred lender, many times they'll put you on a plan if you don't have a high approval amount or if you do not qualify at all. This plan may consist of doing a credit score repair with a credit repairer. Most of them already have one. Or paying down some bills. Like if you tell me right now you have 3 credit cards, I know, okay, well, maybe let's pay some of the cards down and that will increase your credit limit. So there's a lot of things that you can do on your own, but then we also want to make sure, okay, we know ahead of time so that we can get you ready. Some of the biggest things that I see why people don't get approved is because 1, the credit score. 2, student loans. Student loans plays a big part. I know a lot of people say, oh, mine's is paused. I'm not paying right now because the government, they said we don't have to pay. That's not good. So I would recommend that you get an IDR, and then that way you're on a payment plan. So when they look at your debt to income, it doesn't look so high. It doesn't look like you owe $50,000. It just looks like, okay, you're doing a payment of $100. If your pre-approval is voided after the 90 days, then what you'll have to do is to renew it, you'll have to give the most recent updated information. So it's very important that you continue to work and you don't quit because, yeah, you got your pre-approval. That doesn't mean, okay, I can quit my job. They ran everything. I gave them my paperwork. I'm good. No, you don't want to quit your job while you're in the process of getting a home. You want to go all the way from start to finish without quitting or anything in that nature because you want to make sure that you have that income to prove. So I mentioned debt to income, DTI. You may hear that a lot. Now, to get that number, what they're going to do is take the calculations of your total monthly debts, and then they're going to divide that by your monthly income. And that number is going to be a percentage number. With that number, you want to make sure that it's either 50% or low, because if not, if it's past 50%, then that means your debt is too high and you may not get approved or you may not get a high pre-approval amount. So it's very important to keep your debt down when it comes to your cards, your student loans, any investments, any loans that you took out. You want to make sure that you're paying everything back because they're going to look at your debt and say, okay, well, based off of her debt, she has this amount of debt and then she makes this amount of money. So based off of that amount, she probably can't afford a home because the mortgage is going to be this much. Where is she going to get the money to pay for it? So that's why it's very important to make sure that you're taking care of your credit, you're paying your student loans, you paying off any loans that you have and on time, and plus you don't have any bankruptcies. So keep that in mind when it comes to looking into it. Your debt is very, very important. But other than that, I know this was very quick. I just wanted to come and do like a brief video about the information that is needed, because many times I get a lot of people who come to me and say, hey, I want to buy a home, but I don't know where to start. And that's totally fine. If you don't know where to start, just find a trusted realtor, somebody that you can depend on and that you know who will be able to provide the services that you need. Because this is a big investment for many people and you're spending a lot of money. So you want to make sure that you're doing it the correct way. But with this video, I'm sure I didn't mention everything 100%, but these were the little key things that you need to be concerned about when it comes to doing the pre-approval. Also, maybe consider having a co-signer is very important. Co-signers they need to still have the same good credit, income, assets, and everything like that, because the purpose of a co-signing is for you to get a higher pre-approval amount. So if their stuff is worse than yours, then it's not really going to help you too much, but it's always good to try to have a co-signer. I know a lot of people don't like to use co-signers because they either one, don't want people in their business, or they are scared to ask for help because they're like, I ain't asking nobody for help. I'm gonna do this on my own. Which is fine, you can do it on your own. But sometimes you may need that little extra hand, that helping hand. So I would say it's very important to probably consider somebody if it comes down to it where, okay, maybe my pre-approval amount was low. It's the same thing as if you were asking for a co-signer for a car. So keep that in mind when it comes to looking for that. But I hope I covered everything in this video. I know it was super short, but if there's something else you guys want to know about purchasing a home, just comment below and let me know what other videos that I can do with providing information for you guys. Don't forget to follow me on social media at SheSellsMIA or SheSellsMiami on certain platforms. Make sure you guys come every single week. I'll be posting a new video about real estate, home tours, and information and things like that. But other than that, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, that like button, and that notification bell so you can see any videos that I post. You'll be the first one to know about it. You guys have a wonderful day and stay safe. Peace.